thought I would do a quick book review of this book After by Gleitzman. I read all of the franchise. There's multiple books that go within this sequel, so it's like a franchise. And basically, you see, that's once, that's then, that's now. Now is, I don't know, I'm not reading that one. But once is basically about this boy called Felix, and he's in this orphanage because his parents, he's a Polish kid that's living in Poland, and the Nazis have overrun Poland. It's World War II, and it's a very, very touching book for sure, because it's about the Holocaust, it's about the Nazis, it's about partisans, but anyways, this book After, right here, it's about Felix and Gabrik. Gabrik is the guy that kind of looks after him, as if you could say his father figure. He's living in this hole and he's trying to hide from the Nazis. Basically, the whole premise of the book is his journey to trying to find his parents that were separated from him because they were sent to the death camps. And, well, I don't want to ruin the whole book, but the premise of this book is about the struggles of a boy, a Jewish boy, Polish Jewish boy that lives in Poland, trying to hide from the Nazis, trying to just survive. You know, it's a book of survival, it's a book of hope, it's a book of desperation at times, because sometimes he's desperate to save his friends, and it is a book that's quite emotionally touching in a way, because it definitely can give you a different perspective into the Holocaust, and it can definitely tell you a lot of different intricacies and nuances that you will not be exposed to. Because, for example, he has this book called Dom. He has this, he always used to like reading these Richard Crompton books, when that's kind of his inspiration, and that's where he got, like Felix, that's where he got his inspiration from, is Richard Crompton. And you know, there's a sort of a development that happens with this young boy from the book Once, Then, and then After. Well, they're all in order. Once, in the book Once, I believe, personally, I believe that Once is the best book of the franchise, of the whole series. I think Once is the best book. It's the best book because it gives you a glimpse into how, typically, I think the first book a writer writes is the best one. You know, just like any TV show, the first season is always the best season. But anyways, I digress. This is a very good book because it tells you about, realistically, it's just insane. Like, there's death all over him. It's very emotional. Well, this book is more so about the partisans. You want me to give you guys a chronological order? Well, first he's living in this hole because he's hiding from the Nazis. And Gabrik is the guy that's looking after him, giving him food and whatever. And it's later found out that Gabrik is actually a technician that's working for the partisans, but he hid that information away from Felix because he wanted to protect him. Felix goes down. I mean, it's a story of insane, like, just feelings. He's always talking about how he misses his parents in the book, and you know, it definitely does give me a different perspective on how parents are so important to children when they're growing up in the development phase. But it's a sad book, you know. It's that I would be lying if I said it wasn't sad. It's a very sad book. And I don't think this is the best one though. Once is the best, for sure. I really wish I had that book because I think I left it somewhere, but I did buy it before. It's a good book though, man. It's really good. It's depends on flavors. Like maybe if you're interested in these type of books, but be prepared, man, because this book is very sad. It says here, after the Nazis took my parents, I was scared. After they killed my best friend, I was angry. After they ruined my 13th birthday, I was determined to get to the forest to join forces with Gabrik and Yuli. Yuli is she works for the partisans and she kills Nazis and she protects Felix. And there's a lot of nuances and different things that you would have to read the book to actually understand what I'm talking about. Obviously, for all you people out there that have read the book, you probably know what I'm talking about. You definitely know what I'm talking about if you read the book. But yeah, it's really good. It's really good, man. It kind of gives you a glimpse into how he progresses because in the first book, he's kind of clueless. He's just a clueless little kid. And then it kind of gives you a glimpse in how he develops not only as a person, but he develops much faster than a kid because in this book, I believe he's like, what, 13 or something? He's 13 in this book. I think in once he's probably a couple years younger. And this book is, after is like towards the end of the war. It's like 1945. And it tells you a lot, man. It tells you a lot. It's a really, really good book. I've said that multiple times, I know. But yeah, it's mostly a book about what the Jews went through during World War II and how they were persecuted by the Germans. How they were persecuted by the Germans actively during World War II throughout the entire war. Like, just horrific things. Like, you will see like so many horrific things. Like, for example, the leader of the partisans, he was hanging from a tree, and then there was like a signpost. You know what the Nazis would do to the Jews that they found? The ones, like not just Jews, but the partisans that they found. They would hang them from signposts and then put a signpost like next to their chest that says, I went against Hitler or blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's a sad book, man. I think it's a very sad book, man. Definitely be prepared for some. I mean, it depends on the kind of person you are. You know, if you're, you know, if you're a human being, more than likely you're gonna cry. Did I cry? Maybe I cried a little bit. This is a really good book. I read it today. It only took me like 3-4 hours to read. Yeah, Gina is his wife that died. Man, Zelda, man, the fact when Zelda died, that was so sad, dude. Like, she was only 5 years old, and the Nazis killed her and put her in a fucking gas chamber and gassed her to death. And when you think of these things, it kind of tells you what we as humans are capable of doing, in a way, even though that's not something I would do. Far from it. But it gives me a little glimpse into how bad people can be when they have so much power, you know, because I mean, inevitably, I think the one thing I learned is that power does corrupt. But yeah, that's my review. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm out. Peace.